Okay, starting now. We'll dance it in.
Dance it in now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
T-Beck.
The Bice.
Back on the Bice in the back.
It's been a schminny.
Yes, sir. Yes,
since
sir.
we've been in the lab with it.
July is just a crazy month. I haven't really realized how busy it's been until now.
Yeah. People are definitely busy. Got the schedules. Got the
It's already July 23rd. I feel like yesterday was just
Vacations.
4th of July. You know what I mean?
Yeah, legit.
Shouts.
Shout out the 4th. But in other news, you got that ice on the schnoz.
Can you see that?
Turn
Probably
your head
not.
sideways a little. I don't know.
Probably can't even see, but it's all
And
good.
The hoop.
We're
nose
hooping.
ring.
We're real hoopers now.
You're a real hooper. It looks phenomenal. Let me just say.
You dig it?
Yeah, I love it. Ladies out there, you single, ready to mingle like a Pringle.
It's funny because it's still not even super noticeable. I thought it was gonna be way more noticeable than the stud, and it's definitely more noticeable than the stud. But I feel like
It's very low key. Very.
It's low key.
It seems like you've always had it. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like out of the norm. It's very fitting.
The only thing is, I feel like it's still taboo for a guy to have a nose ring. Do you feel that?
I mean, it just depends on your social circle, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I just think in your society, in your culture, whatever it is, some people probably don't really I don't know.
There's definitely
some people aren't just completely open-minded to it, I feel like.
Yes, absolutely, and you're gonna get that
Regardless
of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna be opposed to it in some way, shape, or form. But
So I don't really give a fuck.
yeah, you just own it, be you.
Yeah. Honestly,
that's all you can do.
I honestly got it on a whim. I was just fuck it. I just wanted a nose ring, and I literally just walked in the place, and I was like, "Can I get my nose pierced?" And they were like, the lady laughed, which is funny. She laughed and was like, "Sure."
Yeah, what's so funny about that?
I don't know.
But that's lit.
Yeah, it was
That's
funny.
lit.
It was. I mean, I definitely I'm not a huge piercing person. I do think piercings are cool. I think tattoos are cool. I think any type of honestly for anybody if they wanted to get their have you heard of dermals? Dermals are most of the times a lot of people get it on their back.
Oh, like a back piercing?
It's a back piercing. It's just a stud on your skin. Just goes straight in the skin.
Yeah.
So a lot of people will get dermals on their face and stuff. I don't really care. If you like piercings, you like tattoos, get them wherever you want. You want to get them on your face. I don't really care. Me personally, I probably wouldn't get dermals on my face or anywhere on my body. Nose rings fine. Earrings. If I'm
I said it before, I'll say it again. I see earrings in your future.
I just feel if I were to get more piercings or tattoos, it would never be so extremely on the far side. You know what I mean? Of just
yeah, I mean,
getting them on my
you're
face.
Gonna stay,
you know what
stay
I mean?
in your lane.
Yes.
Do what makes what you are comfortable with and all that. But
if you wanted to, I don't care. I think it's sick. I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
Just for me personally, I wouldn't. I wouldn't go too crazy.
I love how anyone expresses themselves with accessories, whether it be jewelry.
That's what I wanted to say. Yes.
Tattoos, clothing,
Facts.
watches. Watches are tough. Rollies.
Yeah.
Hats.
Yeah, definitely. Bucket
Even
hats.
Even the hair.
Hair.
Because this kid is flowing. Let's get a flow check. I mean, it's been a few weeks. Let's see where we're at. Wow. Yeah. Go back and watch.
My hair gets
past episodes to see his hair journey.
My hair gets kind of curly at the end. You kind of see how flares out.
curling,
I don't know.
waving.
It always does that.
I mean, hey, you got some luscious locks. But yeah, amazing hair journey. We're in the thick of it now. No pun intended.
Yeah, well, we can't. I mean, we could turn back, but I'm not gonna. I want to ride it out, see how far I can get it. Then we'll decide.
Yeah, no, you definitely should. You shouldn't stop till you're Momoa.
Yeah,
Momoa-esque.
It's definitely a lot to maintain. I'm not gonna lie. Having long hair, you gotta blow dry it. You gotta, wash it certain times. Like you're really like not supposed to shampoo it every day, because I guess like shampooing your hair is like really like cleaning, washing out your hair, like drying out your hair too. So like, you know, getting rid of all the oils. So it's like you don't want to shampoo it every day. I think it's fine to condition it every day.
The natural oils.
Yeah. You just gotta balance that thing.
Yeah, balance. You know, with the bice, we're out here balancing.
But yeah, there's a lot of things we do to just keep the stiz rolling, keep life going.
Yeah. Absolutely. Sunglasses is another one. That's a bice staple.
It really is.
Yeah.
Really quick, I made a list because we did talk about albums that came out recently, but I kind of was like not very prepared for it, and I felt really bad. So I made a list of every single album in my lane that I enjoyed that came out, ones I listened to, ones I didn't listen to. All cut up to right now, most recently, the Lil TJ album. I don't know if you guys listen to that, but I want to give a list real quick.
He's back and better.
Facts, big facts. So yeah, I got a list right here. I'm gonna go through it. So starting off, we had Trippie Redd, Lil Yachty, Paramore. We already talked about those 3 albums. Daniel Caesar, we kind of talked about a little bit. R&B, John.
Yep.
NBA YoungBoy, I think, came out with 3 albums this year so far.
He's in the lab with it.
Dude, he's
grinding.
He has like a ton of albums. I don't know how he does it. I really don't listen to his music that much, but like
he's got. I'm not an avid listener of his, but I do dabble, and he's got some bops for sure.
I just always see like him in the news, like, oh, dropped another album, and I just like don't understand, like, how are you putting out such a volume?
Because he's locked in and focused.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's just like crazy to me. Yep, he's dropped 3 this year. Richest Op, Don't Try This at Home, I Rest My Case. Then 2022, he dropped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 albums in 2022.
Jesus, Christmas.
2 in 2021. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in 2020. Yeah, I don't know why.
So he's got double-digit albums easy.
Yeah, he's easily in the 20s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah,
9,
he's
10,
really
11,
cranking
12, 13,
out the
14,
the
15,
work.
16, 17.
I mean, I guess there's strength in numbers because some of the songs are gonna hit. They're bound to. Some of them.
31 albums since 2016, not counting
collab albums.
That or EPs or anything that like mixtapes that came out beforehand.
Yeah, he's really grinding. 31, that's a lot. But he's in the stew all day every day.
Let's see how many songs.
Just cranking out songs.
17 on this one. 33. Oh my god, that's like a double album. 19. That's crazy. I don't understand. I don't know. I don't really listen to him a lot, so I can't say whether the music is good or not. All I can say is that it's a lot. It's a lot. He's putting a lot out. I'm a big quality over quantity guy, so I don't know. Unless he's able to do both. But I don't really listen to him like that. Lil Durk dropped an album. Metro Boomin.
Shout out.
So I've listened to all of these except for Young Boy's albums. Then we got Gunna and Young Thug. We got Kenny Mason. He dropped an EP, so I don't know if you really count that, but that's fine. Killer Mike, if you know who that is. Actually, really fantastic. I actually really enjoyed that album. I thought it was really good. Coi Leray dropped an album. Little Uzi, as we know.
Shout out.
Amine's collab album. Ray Shremmerd dropped their album. Jack Harlow. Conway the Machine, 6LAC, a.k.a. Black, Don Toliver, Tyler the Creator, JPEG Mafia. JPEG Mafia and Key Glock, in their own respective albums, just like dropped their deluxe versions of it.
Hell yeah.
JPEG Mafia has the one that's scaring the hoes. They just dropped their, they called it the DLC pack. Do you know what that is?
No.
DLC pack is like a thing you can get on like video games. DLC just stands for like downloadable content. Okay. So it was just funny that their deluxe version was the DLC. I thought it was funny.
DLC Deluxe. I
Yes,
like
sir.
it. I like it.
Then we got Dominic Fike, of course, just dropped his album. Hype.
Your
That was
king,
great.
your goat, your god.
The King. Code of the Friend dropped his album. And then if we're talking a little bit of country, obviously, Morgan Wallen dropped a double album, and Morgan Wallen actually saw a stat that he was on the Billboard 100 for like 6 months.
That's impressive.
Like, no one could top him.
Hey, I mean, the guy makes bops, catchy tunes, makes you want to tap your finger and sing along.
Why do you think he's so, I don't know, captivating? Why do people love him so? Like, don't get me wrong, I love Morgan Wallen. I think his music is great. But, like, what is entrancing people? You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's, like how a lot of artists who are popular, they sing about relatable things. Like, obviously, he's talented. He's got a good voice.
Yeah. Definitely relatable.
And he's just on the vibration of the rest of the country.
What the culture's
fans.
on right now.
What the culture wants.
You're right.
So he's
tapped in.
He's giving the people what they want, and they keep listening.
Facts.
Also
with the country, Taylor Swift dropped her new album.
Shout out.
Luke Combs dropped his album.
Shout
Luke
out.
Combs was just in Gillette.
Yeah, he was. I saw a lot of people
Yeah, he
went to that.
Smitty went Friday, and Smitty got rained out.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
rip. That's rip in the chat. Is that a D?
Put a D on that.
So those are all the albums that came out that I listened to, and then ones to keep an eye out for. Oh, we forgot to talk about Little TJ. Little TJ came out as well.
Yes, I have to listen to that still, but
Facts. I'm still in the midst of listening to that too. I've only listened to it like once or twice, so I gotta listen to it again.
he's back. He's back. And
But
better.
yeah, a lot more singing on this album than like usually. Like, not that like he doesn't sing, because he does sing, but like I feel like on other albums he would rap more. I feel like this time it was a lot more singy, but which is fine with me because I think TJ's at his best when he sings.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
Very talented. He can do a lot of things with his voice. So
Yeah, he doesn't have like a Ron Wave voice.
He's gonna show it off.
Voice.
He's gonna show it off.
Yeah, facts. 2 albums coming out next weekend that I'm so hyped up for is Travis Scott's and Post Malone's.
Let's go. Hey, give it up for them.
So
Thank you to the live crowd, by the way. Thanks for
Shouts.
doing it. That's more like
had to
it.
get him a little louder.
But yeah, so people look forward for next week. We'll talk about Post Malone and Travis Scott.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited because Travis Scott has had the longest wait, been over like 5 years since he's dropped.
Wow.
And that was 2018, which is so crazily like that Travis Scott. It's been 5 years for Travis Scott. I feel like it's not really talked about a lot because Travis Scott, I think, is like one of like the top 5 like biggest artists like right now. Would you say? And he hasn't dropped in like 5 years.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's definitely stayed relevant, stayed in the news.
That's what I mean. Like people love him.
People still love. Yeah.
Other than the whole situation with it, what happened at his concert, which I don't really know enough about to speak on. But like,
yeah, but no press is bad press. So
facts. That's what I mean. Is just like it's been 5 years. People still love him. People still hyped up for him, and like people are fiending for this album. And what's really cool about this album, he is performing it live at the Pyramids of Giza in Egypt.
For it to debut.
Like when it comes out Friday, he will be in Egypt on Friday.
That's sick.
Like performing the album live.
That's awesome.
And like I've been saying this for a while. I feel like the best way to listen to albums now is live albums. Like a lot of artists are like putting out their live albums out, and I think it's awesome.
Yeah, no, live music, no matter what the scenario, where you are, what you're doing, it just hits different. It hits a little bit different than, recorded music.
Facts. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, obviously, I like listening to studio versions. It's more, clean cut and everything. But like, the thing about the live version is that like artists can kind of change it how they want to in the moment, and like,
yeah, fit the scene.
Yeah, and like they kind of like I said, if they're showmen, they'll put on a great performance. Like Travis Scott doing this in Egypt next to the pyramids. Like that's a crazy.
That's wild.
That's a crazy, setting to be in. And not only like is the setting nice, like we know he puts on a show. Like people say Travis Scott's like a great performer, and like I really hope they record this live album and put it out because I would love to listen to a live album of that version. You know what I mean? Like
Facts.
I wish Dom Fike would record his live albums too, because he's just also a showman, live performer that like just gives it all when he's, live. Like Zach Bryan has some live albums that I love because he just got a good raspy voice. So when he's like in the studio versions, like he's got raspy voice, but like when he's live, like you really feel it. You know what I mean?
And he definitely turns it up a little.
Yeah, he puts a little grunge into it. That's why I call Zach
Yeah.
Bryan the Kurt Cobain of country, because he's got a little grunge in his country, a little depression in it. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, that's dope.
But yeah, Post Malone, excited for his album. Post always hits. I'm never hating on Post. I feel like people hate on Post, and that's not cool.
Yeah, Post is, we've talked about guys like him before. Like, can't really put him in a box when it comes to his music and what he's putting out.
Facts.
Because he'll do anything.
He's
Genreless Post Malone.
Or genre bending, whatever the term is.
Yeah, he's a style bender.
For sure. And then three more people that are alluded to be dropping albums but not confirmed yet of like when they will be coming out is obviously, we talked about the Mac Miller album, Shouts. Kid Cudi and A$AP Rocky.
Shouts Kid Cudi, one of the all-time greats. Shouts A$AP Rocky.
Facts. So those are the other three I'm really excited for, really ready for. So I'm excited to see where that goes.
You being a big music guy, it's been a big summer for you so far.
Truthfully,
only more to come.
That list seems pretty long, but like truthfully speaking, it's like not even a lot compared to other years in the past. If you think about it, comparatively, like it's been a pretty slow year. They've been saying, or I've been seeing. And,
so far, yeah. We still have another half of the year. And like Travis Scott, Post Malone, Mac Miller, Kid Cudi, A$AP Rocky, like those are my guys. Like, yeah, we got some big names coming up.
If they drop, dude, like that's gonna be fucking sick. And yeah, I know we've been talking about music for a while. The past few pods, I just like felt like I didn't really get to organize it well enough. So I'm glad I could get a full list. Keep you guys up to date, see where we're at.
Yeah, the people need to know. The people need to know.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about some, not even beef, but like JPEG Mafia in his deluxe version of his album dropped a song where he kind of disses Baby Keem. He says a line something like the judge, like some like judge put me on trial, like I ain't Baby Keem, my cousin ain't do shit for me, something like that. I forget what he said, but essentially kind of chirps Baby Keem for kind of like getting his success through Kendrick.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Because he says my cousin ain't do shit for me.
Right.
And
wow.
So here's what I gotta say about that. I don't know if he's actually chirping him or if that was just just John. But like the way I look at it is like this. I love Baby Keem. I think his music is great. Like I would listen to Baby Keem either way if he was Kendrick's cousin or not. I think no matter what, he would get some type of praise through his musical ability, whether the relation is there or not. But like
he definitely got a little boost though,
being Kendrick Lamar, like probably the people like put him in like the top 5 best rappers of all time. Like being one of the biggest artists of all time, like can only help your situation.
Definitely. But not taking anything away from Baby Keem. Still very talented.
Keem. I love Baby Keem.
I mean, that something in that family. They got something in that water.
For real. I mean,
bloodline.
They're killing it. Like I think me personally, like my favorite Baby Keem song is 16. A song like "Don't you think about you when I just grab my hand and put me in that." That's like the ultimate summer song. Like I love that. I play that shit all the time. Sure. He's chill. Like I love Baby Keem. That's a great song. Listen to 16 by Baby Keem. It's fantastic. It's really great. Give that a listen. What else I want to talk about? We already talked about flying cars. I feel like, did we?
Yeah, we did.
We talked about flying cars.
Check out the short on that.
Ooh, okay.
Out now.
I got 2 good topics that could probably last the whole podcast, but let's go with the first one. I don't know if you want to touch upon this one.
No, give it to me. Give it to me.
I don't care. I would touch upon anything. This one's just a little more, I guess, sexual and taboo and a little more different. So
Freaky Randy's coming out.
I bet you heard.
Watch out, ladies.
I bet you heard about the ADAM22 Lena the Plug situation, if you know who they are.
No. Like, yes, but no. Like,
Okay.
I don't know much about it.
Do we want to touch upon it?
I mean,
Fuck it.
What does it entail? I mean, I don't. You just enlighten me. Like,
So I'm gonna give you the basic form of it because I look at it like this: ADAM22 and Lena the Plug are essentially porn stars, right?
okay.
They have this even before this show. They have the show called The Plug Talk, where they do a podcast with mainly porn stars, and after they do their podcast, they have a threesome with the porn star, Adam, Lena, and the girl.
Wow. So, are you an avid watcher of this pod?
I'm not gonna say that. I'm not subscribed to it. It's on OnlyFans. I'm pretty sure. I forget where it's at, but I'm pretty sure it's on their OnlyFans. They call it Plug Talk, and yeah, that's basically their shtick. That's what they do. ADAM22 is obviously of No Jumper. He's of the hip hop scene where he's famous for doing podcasts with people like XXXTentacion before they were big. You know, with guys like
That's like kind of how he got on the scene, kind of. Like interviewing those kind of guys.
Exactly. He interviewed like JID before he was big. He interviewed a lot. Like, you can go back to No Jumper. He interviewed a lot of people that were like solid names, like you were like aware of them, but like nothing crazy. So he kind of just got on that wave, and like he's definitely got his ear to the ground when it comes to music, and especially in the hip hop scene. So I've always listened to his shit. And then once he started, dating Lena, that's when they kind of did more of the porn stuff because she got into the porn scene. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I don't discriminate. Like, dude, they're making bread.
Hey, work is work.
Sex work is work. And like, why wouldn't you, right? Like, if you're gonna, if your goal is to chase the bag, like, that's a way to get that bread. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't discriminate. But here's how I look at it. So even before they had their Plug Talk, they were always a part of porn and, doing threesomes with plenty of other people. So the way I look at it is like this.
So what happened
So Adam and Lena had fucked like hundreds of girls together.
Yes.
And then it came to a point where I think they made this business decision where it was time for them to have a guy
Okay.
in the rotation.
Yes.
But as we know,
Jesus.
it's a little more of a double standard because it's a little more accepting for, Adam to fuck other girls, but not as accepting for Lena to fuck other guys.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The age-old tale.
It was just that area where it's like not as okay, and it started to get into a weird place. But they knew that financially and for the pure shock value and for the clicks that it would blow up them even more if she did fuck a guy, a porn star. So they decided to they chose that Lena will do her first scene with this porn star named Jason Love. No, I'm not too familiar with his work, but they decided to film it, shoot it, put it out.
You sure you're not that familiar with his work?
I'm not that familiar with his work. I actually haven't even seen the shoot of Lena and Jason Love yet.
Is it out? Like,
It's it came out last week, I think. I forget when.
So, bottom line, ADAM22's tight now, or what?
So bottom line, the internet blew up over it because for some reason a porn star wife fucked a porn star and everyone's mad about it. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't really add up.
It's just like they're all porn stars. I get it in the sense of like the the masculinity scene where like Andrew Tate and all them revolve in.
Yeah.
Like a lot of those guys have spoke upon it about how it's wrong and it's bad and all this shit. And like, that's fine. Like you can have your opinion. Like me personally, like I don't know if I could have the balls like ADAM22 to let like my significant other fuck someone else. Like me personally, I don't know if I could. It would definitely depend. Like obviously, like for him, he's fucked hundreds of bitches with her. Like what's one guy?
So is he like in the room for the scene, or like what's going on?
No, he wasn't. Like everyone's like chirping him like he's a cuck in that sense, but he wasn't actually getting cucked. It was like
so they had threesomes, but then when they went to a guy, it was just her and the guy.
Yeah, I think he said he just didn't want to be around it at all.
Okay, yeah, I
you know
can
what I
see
mean?
that.
He just wanted to let it do their thing, let it be over, because he just felt like, I think he said something like he just didn't want to see it.
Yeah.
Which is like,
this is crazy.
yeah, it's definitely, like, don't get me wrong, it is a crazy taboo situation, so I can see why everyone's all like fucking going crazy about it, but like I said, when you put it in the terms of this ADAM22 guy is a porn star, his wife is a porn star, and she fucks a porn star, it's kind of like, oh, well, in that sense, like, it's not as crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, I guess, because it's only a big deal because of the internet made it so.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Because they
Like-
knew everyone would lose their shit. They knew everyone would kind of feel some type of way about it, which is like, if you feel some type of way about it, like, I don't know, that's like doing some reflection on you. Like, if you feel like, oh my God, this is an abomination, like, if you feel so strongly about it, like, that, I don't know, that's just kind of weird to me. Like, we've talked about this before.
That's a problem, dude. You should not let someone else's life you don't even know affect like your mood
or anything in life affect you that much. Like,
right.
We talked about this before. Like, if you ever feel so strongly about something to the point where you're like, you lean so extremely to one way, that's kind of just like scary and dangerous to me. I just don't see a point in ever like caring that much about something to the point where like it literally affects you. You know what I mean? Like, I was listening to this podcast. Do you know who Lyle Forever is?
No.
This Lyle Forever is this guy that dresses up like a gecko, and he does like therapy talk sessions as a podcast. Like, he'll have people call him in. But the better part of it is when he does these, a lot of the times he'll have people on that are artists. Like, he had Dominic Fike on, he had Logic on, he had Denzel Curry, he had Amine, a lot of guys that I fuck with. So like, I was like, damn, this is really cool and they all dress up like geckos, and it's so fucking funny. It's hysterical. I'm telling you, it is hysterical, but also he gives a lot of good advice. Like, he does like talk there, like people call in and say like, yeah, what's your problem? What can we help you with? And like, they joke, like they add humor to it, but he, in my opinion, this Lyle guy, like, is pretty down to earth and like has a pretty good head on his shoulders, and like,
gives good advice.
Gives good advice. And fuck. Well, how was I gonna tie into this?
He gives good advice. He's down.
What were you talking about? Oh, I remember now. Sorry. So we were talking about caring too extremely about things, right?
Yeah.
So he had this guy call in, right? And this guy called in. And he was like, "Yeah, what's your problem?" The guy was like, "Yeah, like, just found out like my identity got stolen." Like, and they're like, "What?" They're like, "Why are you calling us? Like, go get your fucking identity back." He's like, "Yeah, like I was on the phone with like the people to get like, shit sorted out, but like, I thought like I'd rather talk to you guys instead." And they were like, "Dude, like, this is like scary how like you were unbothered by this." And the guy was just like, "Yeah, whatever." The guy literally did not give a fuck that like the worst thing that could probably ever happen to you in this world is getting your identity stolen. You know what I mean? And this guy,
I mean, what is that like? What happens when your identity's stolen? Like
they take your money, take your social security. Like, they are you. They're posing as you. Like, they can do whatever they fucking want under you, your name, and it'll only trace back to you. You know what I mean?
Shit.
It won't trace back to them.
Right.
They have your social, they have everything, like debit card numbers, routing numbers, like game.
That's game over.
You know what I mean?
GG's.
It's bad.
GG's.
Like, that's why it's fraud. It's really bad. And the guy just like did not care. He was just chilling. And I feel like if this dude can get his identity stolen and just be like, yeah, I just want to talk to you guys instead about it, and just be cool, and like they were even talking about, they were like, damn, like I wish I could like not get bothered by shit the way he is. And like, I agree. Like,
so the guy giving advice was like taken aback by him.
The guy giving advice was like, damn, like I've never met anyone like this. And he had Amine on this podcast, and Amine was like, dude, like I'd be punching walls. Like, he's like, I'd be freaking the fuck out. He's like, why the fuck did he call us? It was so funny. And But yeah, like that moment, I was like, damn, like that dude is fucking unbothered by nothing. Like you talk about how the universe tests you and you remained unmoved. Like
There it is right there.
that's literally that thing. And like that guy is so unbothered by nothing. Like he doesn't give a fuck what people are doing on the internet. Like people, like I've just seen like funny comments on like Twitter and like YouTube about people like getting so butthurt about these two random people that they've never met on the internet, like live the life that they want to do and being like, this is an abomination against God's will and it's fucked. I don't know. They just say all this crazy shit. And like, dude, like
we all know the type.
People are so commenters. Pressed. People are so tight, and I don't get like, what are you mad about? What are you so mad about? Two consenting adults doing what they want to do behind closed doors. You know what I mean? And
well,
like,
in front of a camera.
In front of a camera, but like for work.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%.
So like whether we agree with it or not, like whether like I said, like I personally probably wouldn't be able to do it. Like, but
that's a personal choice that he made. That's a personal
choice. Like just because.
So it's like, what are you gonna say about it?
Correct. Like just because I personally like wouldn't do it doesn't mean like burn him at the stake. You know what I mean? Like doesn't mean I should get pitchforks and fucking flames and be all up in arms about it. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I want to talk about. People are so angry about it, and I just think like, what are you mad about? And it's funny too because,
as we've said before, nothing is real. So
right,
why get mad at anything?
Why are we bothered by anything?
That's a good question.
Why do you get bothered by shit? Just like it literally doesn't fucking matter.
Exactly.
But yeah, and like the way I see it is like Adam, has been with hundreds of girls. So like him letting her fuck one guy for like a scene and like getting the bag for it, like getting the paper. I don't know. I don't really think it's like that bad. You know what I mean?
Hey,
like I don't think he's a cuck is what I mean. Like people call him a cuck and stuff, and I just don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, I mean, that's like we were saying, people are up in arms about nothing, so let them do that. We'll stay here and just chill, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And like it's just getting a lot of buzz on the internet, which I think helps the internet for sure. Like who Aiden Ross is? Aiden Ross is like a streamer that like is friends with Adam. And he had Adam and Lena on, and he brought Andrew Tate on because he wanted to get them to talk about the situation, what happened. Get some controversy going because, as we know, Andrew Tate is like a big masculine guy. And I was actually, when I was watching it, I was pretty surprised at Andrew's take on it. Andrew literally was just like, I don't give a fuck. He's like, me personally, I don't like it. I wouldn't do it, but like, if you got like you guys consent to it and like,
right,
do that. Like, I don't give a fuck what you guys do. Like, if you guys are happy together and it doesn't affect your marriage and shit, like, good for you guys. Like, I'm happy for you guys. And
exactly.
And like, Aiden kept like getting into
cares?
it and like pressing Andrew because he wanted Andrew to like say something more controversial.
You want to get a reaction out of him.
Aiden was kind of like pissing him off, and Andrew goes, dude, like, honestly, like, I'm getting like uncomfortable. He was like, this is honestly more uncomfortable now. He's like, I don't want to be talking about what other adults are doing in the bedroom. Like, he was like, if we keep talking about this, I'm going to get off this stream. Like, I don't like this anymore. And I was like pretty taken back by it. I thought he would have some fucking masculine shit to say, but he really was just like, nah, like, I don't. Like, he was like, I feel like people are going to think I'm going to give him a hard time, and I'm not. Like, I don't care.
Yeah,
and like,
why would you?
Why would you care, right? Like, why is it that big of a deal? And like,
he already has to fight his own demons, not the demons really other people give.
Yeah. So after that moment, I started watching more podcasts with Andrew Tate that actually like, because I'd never really seen shit with him, so I never like understood his stance on things. And like, I watched his one with Piers Morgan. You know what that is?
Yeah.
The British guy. And yeah, I would say like Andrew Tate's a lot more well spoken. I wouldn't say as misogynistic as people think he is.
Yeah, no, he obviously gets the reputation of being like grade A douchebag. But,
yeah.
He's very smart, very intellectual, knows how to talk, knows like human psychology, all that, and he tells it how it is. So like, I saw that Piers Morgan thing, and he was just deflecting every question.
Yeah, Piers Morgan was like trying to like press him on shit, and like,
and he would.
And they were arguing about like verbiage more than anything.
Right.
They were like, because he said something like, Andrew Tate said something like, when my sister got married to her husband, she now belongs to him. And like something came up where he was like, so are you saying that your sister is property of your husband? And he was like, why are you like trying to like get me with semantics? Like he was like, I literally said that like he is now.
He just said a statement that's true.
Yeah, he was like, because I guess he's like Muslim or whatever. So in the Quran it says like if you're married to a man, like basically you become the property in like the Quran. But like Andrew was just saying like I was just stating my religious belief.
Right.
And Piers Morgan was just like trying to press him.
Nothing wrong with that.
And
Nothing
like,
wrong with that.
So yeah, I just feel like you'll see like clips of it of where he sounds worse than he really is. I don't know. I haven't seen everything, so I can't really tell.
A lot of clips could be out of context, you know. A lot of
But like what I've seen,
I think editing, a lot of AI.
I think he's a lot more self-aware and a lot smarter. He's a lot more smarter than to get caught with saying some stupid shit, in my opinion. But again, I don't really consume his content like that. I don't really like care enough to, and you know, good for him. He's living his life. Kind of. I know he's still like
he's on house arrest.
He's on house arrest and shit or whatever. He's still going through some weird scandals or whatever. So I can't speak until, you know, innocent until proven guilty, of course. But
right.
yeah, I was just pretty surprised at how chill of an approach he had with certain things than I thought he did. You know what I mean? So that was pretty cool. Yeah, it's cool to just kind of like, I've just been like going down rabbit holes, trying to understand things more, trying to like open up, be more open-minded to shit, you know.
Hell yeah.
Because
it's a way to do it.
Yeah, you can't just like make an assumption off something you don't fully understand. So that's just what I've been trying to do, is just like truly like give the respect things need before you make your opinion on it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because if you make an opinion too soon, who knows what trouble you'll get yourself into.
Right. Exactly. You don't want to make things up in your head and then make things worse for you.
Yeah. So shouts to ADAM22, Lena, plug all those guys. We don't
Thank
care.
You, live crowd.
I'll love, you know, live your life, do how you're gonna do. Yeah, I don't really have a stance on it. I don't really care either way, you know. What they did say that was actually pretty interesting to me was that like Lena, the girl, said that like people think that, you know, we did this out of like hate or spite towards each other, and she was like, that's like not true at all. Like she was like, we wouldn't be able to have done this if we didn't have complete and utter love for each other. She was like, the only way we were able to do this is if we had full trust, full love in each other. So she was like, it's quite the opposite. Like we are so in love and happy with each other that it was okay for us to do this scene.
There you go.
And I guess like, you know, that would make sense, right? Because
says
like,
it all.
If you're on the rocks, you know, things are shaky, and then you do this, that would just be like the straw that broke the camel's back, right?
Yep.
So I thought that was pretty cool how she worded that they had to be in such a strong, secure place before they could do something like that. So yeah, I mean, I just want to talk about the positives of it because I feel like a lot of people are talking about the negatives of it. And like, do you know who Sneeko is? Sneeko's like another Twitch streamer like Aiden Ross, but he's like, I think he's like genuinely misogynistic, like genuinely like just like says crazy shit. Like he was on a No Jumper podcast with ADAM22, and Sneeko said something like, why would you want a girl with life experience? And I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? You want a girl that lives under a rock? Like, you got to teach her everything?
Yeah.
That's like a crazy statement to me.
Right.
He said something like that, where it's like, he was like, why would I want a girl that has already, you know, been ran through and already experienced things? Like, I want to introduce her to things. And it's like, well, like, if you want a completely virgin from the fucking Patrick's Rock, like, I mean, good for you, I guess, if that's what you want. But, like, I don't know. I feel like, wouldn't you want someone with experience so you can find out, like, how you both interact and how you both vibe? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no experience.
It's bad.
No knowledge. You don't know nothing. And like you said, you have to be teaching everything.
Right.
And
like, what if you find out that she doesn't like the things that you like that you introduce her to? And then you guys have no connection.
No connection.
So that's why, like, I was like, damn, this dude's kind of like blatantly misogynistic. Like, that was a crazy statement, in my opinion. He may not be misogynistic. I'm just saying, like, that was a crazy thing I heard.
Yeah, who knows? you never know what you could be saying to get clicks and all that.
Yeah, that's the thing is a lot of times people will do it for the clout. Clout is hell of a disease, as Kendrick Lamar said.
Shout out one of the goats.
Shouts the goat.
Shout out one of the goats.
But yeah, I want to move on from that topic. This next topic, I've been kind of wanting to talk about this for a long time, but didn't really know how I should introduce it because I feel like it's somewhat of a semi-controversial topic because of how our society is. But I want to talk about the productivity in college, with all like the culture that surrounds college, like the party scene, the frat housing, all that shit.
Yeah.
Like
extracurriculars.
Yeah, like what is your take on the societal state of how college is right now?
What do you mean, like? Yeah, what do you mean by how it is, like? The experience, like the quality of it, or
so
the
let's define this. So the normal college experience is, you're 18, you move away, usually far away to a college where you live in a dorm, you have roommates, you got new friends, new experiences. You go to college parties, college frats where usually degenerative things occur. And not like, I just feel like college nowadays isn't as productive as you would think it is. Me personally, that's my personal opinion. It's like college isn't what it should be, in my opinion. What do you think of that?
Yeah, no, I definitely see what you're saying. Like, you tell someone, back in the day, you tell someone, I got my college degree. This is a stand-up individual, studied hard, did everything the right way.
There's more focus on academics.
Now it's like...
It's more focused kind of more on the experience, the partying, like you just said, right?
Right. And now people judge you more on, like, if you have a master's. It's not like the college degree isn't as worth as much as it used to be.
The bachelor's is definitely, like, not what it was.
Exactly.
Sure.
But, yeah, I mean... I definitely agree with you on that. I also think that it's always been a part of college, though, like the party scene, the frat scene, all of that. Just because...
For sure.
Whether you go to college or not, if you're between the age of 18 and 23, like, you're going to be partying.
Yeah.
Going crazy.
Even beyond that, beyond 23.
Right,
you're still going to be going to bars and partying. Like, I'm not saying, like, yeah, this is why I think it's semi-controversial, because what I mean is, like, this. Like... Obviously, we've talked about how education is flawed. Like,
yeah,
I'm not talking about...
It's a
trust
scam.
Me, we can talk about how college is a scam and how education is not what it should be and how there's definitely different ways to go about it.
Yep.
Like, trust me, that's for a bigger conversation. That's something more political. And I wish there was something that we could do to change about, the flaws in education, because I do think that it's outdated, for sure.
Yep.
When college and schooling and like mandated, like widespread schooling was created, like, I think it's way different. That was hundreds of years ago.
Yeah.
Way different back then than it is
Hundreds.
now, and we still continue to do it now, and like clearly we are not the same people we once were. So
right.
As I think it's outdated and flawed, that is a bigger political conversation that, like, I may or may not be, educated on or privy to, so I probably shouldn't really, like, completely say my stance on that, but I think we could speak on the normal, quote-unquote, college experience, where, like I said, it seems it's grown to be a little more degenerative than it was. Because, like you said, people are going to party, people are going to do drugs, people are going to go drink and do all that shit, no matter what. That's going to be regardless. But
Yep.
I feel like college has become a haven for that, where, like, oh, you got to do this. That's the experience. You've got to, you know what I mean? Do you feel like it's a little more, like, mandatory now? It's a little more forced, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, so it's funny you say that, because...
Or maybe I should say peer pressured?
Yeah, it's peer pressured. It's societal pressure that everyone's, like, your whole life pointing you to go high school, right to college, do the college experience, all that.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think it's deeper than that. It breaks down, like, obviously societal.
For sure.
And, like, the government, they're they're trying to. They make it easy to get a loan for college, right?
Too easy.
You want to go to college? Get a loan. Too easy. Get a loan. Get a loan. Get a loan. But if you're 18, right at high school, same age as that college kid, and you want to get a loan to start a business,
Nope.
next to impossible.
Nope. Denied.
I think it's
Rejected.
I think it's a little conspiracy. The government doesn't want us to be our own people.
No, they want to keep you in debt.
They want to keep you in debt. They want to keep you on the party scene. That's probably what college is for, really. Keep on the party scene.
I didn't even think about it like that, too. Yeah, you're right.
And then we just pump these kids out of college. When they get out of college, they join the workforce. They're grinding so that we make more money.
Yeah, we can just charge interest on their already incredible debt.
Right. If everyone's starting a business right out of high school, they're all, self-sustainable. They don't need to depend on anyone
whether the
else.
business fails or not, like that's, like you said, that's them earning their own wages.
Yeah, they don't want you to be on your own. They don't want you doing
that's you
your
earning
own
your
thing.
own wage, being independent, possibly
Yes.
being able to pay off that and make more.
They want the
You know what I mean?
masses, the vast majority
Keep you
of the
weak.
population, to be weak and
And submissive
able to,
and understand, and being able to be controlled 100%.
yes.
So yeah, like
Yes. Wild.
that's definitely like another facet of that situation for sure that I wasn't even thinking about. Like obviously, like government controls you 100%. Like there's no way about it. It sucks definitely because like you want to think that the government has the best interest at heart for you. I don't truly believe it, but that's just what you hope for. But I was kind of more talking about like how do we break out of those societal norms of being like, oh yeah, I have to do this college experience. I have to go to this party. I have to go get drunk. I have to go do these drugs. I have to go do this degenerative activity because.
Well, if we're talking on like a individual level, then we could talk about that.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Because I'm saying like the vast majority, like we're not gonna be able to change that in society unless the government changes it.
That's why I just wanted to talk on it, speak on it.
Individual level, like if you go to college and like you're trying to avoid that, or if you're not going to college, you're in high school, you're trying to decide what to do. Society's pushing you towards college. Like this is what you gotta do.
Yeah.
This is what you gotta do. It's you really. It's not what you have to do. And I mean,
not always.
It's not. It's never what you have to do. Really, a lot of people, are meant to go to college. Then there's a lot that are meant to not go to college.
True.
And like whatever path you choose is kind of like, the way I see it is like it's whatever path you choose is the path that we're going to be on regardless. You know what I mean? Like look at us. We got college degrees and we're blue collar workers.
Yeah, we're
right
trades
now.
guys now.
So yeah,
I think that's also because trades are kind of a dying field right now.
Trades are a dying field.
Trades are dominated by older. The average trade person with a license is 57.
Yep.
That's dying. That's 10 years from retiring. You know what I mean? Not even.
Yeah.
And so like that's because it's been pushed so heavily to go to college, which is fine. Like I don't think there's anything, like you said, we both went to college, like, and you have your master's, shouts. Like I think it's amazing.
You have your degree in biology, shouts.
I think it's amazing. I think higher education is always great. I think that's awesome. I would never discourage anyone. But I think what I would discourage is partaking in those degenerative activities that make you less productive, that don't aid you in what you really want to do. I feel like college is heavily forced on the experience of living in a dorm and having friends and, drinking Wednesday to Sunday. You know what I mean? Like that's impossible to be productive if you're drinking Wednesday to Sunday, being at frats, being around scenes that are anti what you want to do. You go to college to get good grades, get truly educated and learn the discipline that you're in. But I just feel like it's incredibly difficult to do both. And I feel like it's semi-controversial because I feel like people will have something to say about that. Like, oh, you just hate fun. You just hate drinking. You hate having fun, all this shit. And it's like, it's not that at all.
True.
I just think that, the point of college is to reach higher education, right? So why is it that 90% of the college experience is partying? Is that the math isn't math?
No,
You know what I
well,
mean?
Yeah, no, I 100%, like, I see what you're saying. I agree. But I also think that there's there's a place and time for the party. Obviously, it shouldn't be 90%. It should be.
I get it. Like you got to let off steam. Got to enjoy yourself. You got to have fun. Like I'm all about that. But I'm just not all about this like feast or famine idea where it's like I have to go out every weekend. I have to shouts Queenie.
Shouts Queenie on the pod.
It's just like running, gunning all the time. You know what I mean? And like you see it at every college, even the small ones.
You see that no matter where you go.
No matter where you go,
that.
and it's like, is this the type of people we want to be? Is this the type of behavior we want to be encouraging in young kids that are like trying to better themselves? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. I mean,
if that makes sense.
The easy answer is no.
Right.
But, kids are going to be kids.
Absolutely.
And it's going to have,
it's going to happen no matter what. But what I'm saying is, what if we stopped advertising it the way it is?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. We should.
You know what I mean? That's pretty much what I want to talk about is, I just feel like a lot of kids, will give up and drop out of college because of that activity. That they're just like, oh, I'm failing. Well, why are you failing? Oh, because I'm going to parties
drunk
too much.
every day.
I'm drunk Wednesday to Sunday. Can't get my shit done. And don't get me wrong. There are people that I know personally that did that and still got amazing grades. So it's you can definitely do both.
Yeah.
But those people are academic weapons. These people I know that were able to do both were because that they were fucking extraordinarily intelligent people that were also able to enjoy themselves and have a good time. But not everyone can do both. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Personally, I was not.
You got to know your limits. You know?
Me personally, if I were to live at school and drink Wednesday to Sunday, I would have gotten nothing done. I would have no way I would have made it. It's impossible.
Yeah.
For me personally. So I really had to pick and choose my battles and really focus more on the academic portion of it. Or else I wouldn't have gotten good grades because I wouldn't have been me personally. That's the type of person I am. I just got to really hone in and lock in. Exactly. So that's just me personally, and I just kind of wanted to talk about that. If anybody feels the need, they have to go to college and have to be a part of that behavior and have to be something they're not, you don't. I'm here to say right now, that's not at all. That's not what it is. I know, you'll catch some flack from people. You'll get some peer pressure from people. I know that sucks, and I know you don't want that, but it is literally completely fine to be your own person and say no. Don't ever feel like you got to do something you don't want to do just to please others. That's why.
Don't give in to peer pressure.
That's what I mean. I just want to talk because I feel like a lot of people feel like they have to be a certain way in order to be accepted and loved, and I feel like that's the most important a young kid wants is validation. No,
right?
Validation to feel like what they're doing is right from teachers, parents, anything. People want to people in general, whether they're kids or not, want to feel validated.
Absolutely.
People want to feel like what they have to say is important. People want to feel like who they are as a person is important. And
right.
So what I'm saying here is seek self-validation, not outside validation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Preach to me now.
Ty talks about it all the time. You say all the time, everything you ever need is within you. And
yes, sir.
I never really understood that when you would tell me a while ago because I didn't understand it. But now it's just I look at it differently. You're right. You are given all the tools and everything you will need inside of you to make you feel fulfilled. You do not need validation from other people to make you feel good about yourself. You do not need any outside source to make you feel whatever you want to feel. You know what I mean? You do not need outside sources. You are the only source of energy that you need to
And because you are creating that feeling.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. So it's don't feel like you got to go the typical route. Don't feel like you got to abide to the societal norms because truthfully, I think societal norms is a fucking joke, and I think some of it's stupid.
Yeah, no,
I
society in general is a joke.
Society in general is a joke. So like
nothing we do, especially in America, it's all set up to benefit big business or like
it's all benefit
government,
the
whatever.
government, exactly, 100%.
So
that's why, keeping that, keeping alcohol legal, which is a confirmed scientific depressant, literally makes you depressed. Just letting you all know, alcohol makes you literally depressed. It's a fact. It keeps you submissive. It keeps you,
weak.
Exactly. So I just want to talk about that because I just feel like it's like scientifically confirmed, like no benefits from alcohol. Nothing. Zero. Like no antioxidants that they try to preach that are good for you. Like
carbs and beer. That's about it.
There's literally like zero benefits from drinking. And I'm not saying that there are benefits from any other drug. Like I'm trying to say like avoid substances as much as you can. Like I think it's best that you can be sober. You know what I mean? Like you said, you are all you will ever need. So why would I need to go get that from a substance? So
it's facts. Like think about it. They call it. Well, we're actually coining this phrase right now.
Let's do it.
Because when we go through eras of sobriety, we're called, what's it called? So if you're not altering the state of consciousness,
yep.
You're clear-minded.
100%.
You're
not fogged.
Yeah. So we're clarity kings.
Clarity kings.
Clarity kings, yes.
I fuck with that. Yeah, no, I mean
clarity kings and queens.
It's like we've talked. You know post nut clarity.
Post nut clarity, yes.
So a lot of people post nut clarity. A lot of people think is strictly because like, oh, like you fuck up an ugly bitch, but in the moment you think she's hot because you're just trying to get a nut. Like that's not like that's like the mainstream
that's
thing.
That's the main idea of it.
That's the main idea, but like realistically that can go for anything. Like post nut clarity is just like you unfogging, like you think like this is a good idea or that is a good idea, or you're looking at something because you want it so bad, like something is making you think it's better, like you're putting it on a pedestal, but then when you get that clarity, you recognize, oh damn, that wasn't really on that pedestal.
It's really not like that.
It's really not like that.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at post nut clarity. Is not just towards sexuality. It can literally be for anything. Like
same concept.
Like you think like it's so important, but then once you experience it and get through it, then you realize, oh, that's actually right here. Right. It's not up there. So I think keeping clarity at all times is definitely like, of course,
it's only ever gonna benefit you.
And like I'm not saying
have a clear mind.
Yeah, and I'm not saying to like don't experience life and go try things. Like definitely try things, but like we always say, responsibly, respectively. You know what I mean?
Responsibly, respectively. Be balanced. Balance is the center of everything. That's the base.
Facts. So I just feel like a lot of college kids overdo that because they're so young. They're not aware. They're peer pressured.
They got to learn somehow too.
You gotta learn. So hopefully you can pick up on something like this to, be your own person. Don't feel like you gotta be over. Like don't be OD about it.
Don't do it.
Like you don't need to. Like
no need.
Like Rod Wave said, don't try to force it.
Yeah, don't try to force it.
Yeah.
What a bop.
But yeah, I feel like that is a really good conversation. I feel like a lot of kids probably need that right now because like a lot of kids in college, will follow guys like the Nelk Boys. And don't get me wrong, I love the Nelk Boys. I've been watching Nelk Boys since I was like a freshman in high school. Like I was 13 years old when they were delivering pizzas fucking naked. And going into Walmarts and connecting to speakers and playing fucking rape noises. Like I've been watching them since they were literally doing dumb shit, and now they're larger than life. And like obviously their brand is full send, partying, drinking, drugs, all that shit. And like even the main guy, Kyle, in videos has said like, yeah, like now that I'm getting older, like I gotta like pick and choose my battles. Like I gotta get in the gym more. Like he works with Bradley Martin. He's like, yeah, like don't get me wrong, like I love partying, I love being around my fans, but like I gotta see Bradley at 8 a.m. You know what I mean? I gotta get my shit right. And he's like, I can't do that if I'm hungover, and I can't do that if I'm not feeling 100%. And like he's like, I can't get productive. He's like, I can't edit these videos. I can't deal with the brand. I can't do business meetings if I'm on the roller coaster ride.
Right.
But obviously, like, they still travel, they still go and party. Like, but he even said it, like, it's you got to pick and choose your battles.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so that's all I want to tell
Absolutely.
people is, like, make sure you pick and choose them carefully. Like, literally, like, comb through it, fine tooth comb. Really, just
fine tooth
comb. And that's something I've always wanted to speak on because, like, I just feel like it's not talked about a lot. I don't think a lot of people talk about how truly depressive alcohol consumption is and, like, degenerative it is.
Yeah.
And that's any substance really. I just think, like, I just feel like alcohol is pushed more.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fucked up to me.
Always drink responsibly and
Absolutely.
do everything responsibly as best you can. That's
Big
what we
facts.
preach. That's what we preach around here.
Big facts. I mean, I have plenty of other topics we can talk about. But do you want to keep going?
I mean, yeah, what else we got?
Cool.